and welcome to Modelling Misadventures. And in this video we're back on with the Schleck KD Perkasa torpedo boat. Now, after finishing the painting of the hull and superstructure last time, it's now start to work on some of the fixtures and fittings that go on this deck. So first up, we're going to add these parts to the structure. There's a windscreen that goes around here, the windscreen's in the cabin, and there's these two wooden parts here, this and this. This is what the anchor rests on. Not sure what these do yet. These are the windows. They come with a film on both sides. That's going to make them easier to put on. Nice flexible material. And then this transom shelf thing. So that needs to be painted black. These silver. This is going to be grey. Now, I've been having a look at how you fit this window on here, like this. And I've discovered my first major cock-up on this model. And this shelf here that holds the windscreen, I put it on in the wrong position. It should be farther back in that notch. Must have just missed it on the instructions. And no, this is too far forward. So you always have a decision when you do something like this. Do you leave it as it is, or do you try and correct it? If I try and correct it, I've got to pull this bit off, do some respraying, do some refinishing on here to get it in the right position. Or you just leave it and probably no one would ever notice. But I don't think I can really accept it if it's in the wrong position. It's not where it should be. I'm going to take it off and try and correct it. Now, this is going to make a mess. Well, it's off. There's a bit of repair work to do here, and that's going to be fitted farther back like that. Nothing to see here. Just a minor inconvenience. Nothing that a bit of cutting, sanding, gluing, sanding, filling, sanding, painting, clear coating and weathering can't sort out. Now, where were we? I think we were meant to be putting this window on. So I bent this to shape. I've cut 1 millimetre of the film off the bottom where the glue's going to go. Then I'm going to use canopy glue to put that on there. Bit tricky getting this thing on, and I had to sit and hold it for quite a while. Couldn't find any other way of getting that to stick. Now we've got to put the other windows in. Not sure how these are going to go. Now that goes in there like that. Now it tells you to cut around here to remove the mask. So it looks a bit risky, but I'm going to give it a go. You can see those cut lines. Now the idea is to take the film off around the edge of those and leave those on. Right, I think it's meant to look something like that, and then you can glue that on, but you still leave these masks in place. Right, try and get this in without making a mess. It's not come out too bad. Right, this bit goes on next. Don't actually know what these bits are for. I'll have to try and find out. Right, it's time to fit this. Just going to drill a couple of holes in here for these support wires. So here we've got the next set of instructions, fittings building instructions. And there is a lot of stuff to do in here. You can just see all the small little parts. A lot of them made out of wood, some of them made out of plastic, and some are made out of metal. But there is quite a lot to do to get all these fittings done. Going to be good though. Now here's an interesting little addition in the instructions that I've only just come across, and it says if you want detailed 1/40 scale 3D printed versions like the ones showing in the pictures on the front of the instruction books, then by typing in the web browser, and this is the address for Shapeways 3D printing company, look for Percasa and it'll give you all the 3D products available in the 1/40th scale Percasa. They're not cheap, but the detail is amazing. So I went and had a quick look at this, and guess what? Shapeways has gone bankrupt. On July the 2nd, 2024, Shapeways ceased fulfilling orders and filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. The company's executive all resigned and its assets were put up for liquidation the same day. So these instructions need to be changed because Shapeways no longer exists. Now I've had a look on Thingiverse and Cults 3D to see if those Percasa 1/40th scale parts are available on there. No sign of them. So I don't know where they are. I don't know if they've disappeared completely. I can't find them. So I'm going to have to make everything out of the box. This plan is going to be fantastic for doing all the fittings. All the little parts in this kit are put in little bags called Kit 1, Kit 2, Kit 3, and it tells you where on the model you got to put them all. So that's really handy. Really like that plan. And there they are, all the parts laid out. I love the way they've done this. All the kits labelled. Makes it very easy. Very easy to find stuff. And you can just work your way through and make them one kit at a time. All the way up to number 35. Got my stall set out here. And my first set of pieces. I'm going to start off with this first page up to kit number 9. It's like an advent calendar, this. Having all these little bits in packets. And here we are, kit 1. So they're just some 3D printed navigation lights. Just need to be painted. Kit 2 is a searchlight. It comes with a little clear lens with some protective film on it. Kit 3, bollards. Kit 4, life belts. Very nice, these printed parts. Got no flash on them or any tidying up. They look really good. Kit 5 is an anchor rope reel. And look at that. I love the way they've put that little wooden dowel in there to stop the plastic parts from breaking off. Kit 6 is a couple of flare launchers. Got to glue them together. And parts 7, 8 and 9 are some very nice vac formed hatches. And you strengthen them by putting these bits of wood in. Now for this spotlight here, I think I'm going to drill it so I can put it on a little spindle. Just put a blob of hot glue in there to hold that pin. Right, I've got these first set of parts ready for painting. You could do these with an airbrush, but to colour match the hull, I'm going to still use the rattle can. That's my first set of fittings painted. Look quite nice. Now, I've been having to think about how to get the placement of all these fittings right on here. And I think the easiest thing, well, what I'm going to try actually, is I'm going to cut this out and superimpose it on there and cut out the positions. Well, I reckon that's going to work very well. So I've got all these shapes cut out of that template like that, and I think that's going to make it a lot easier to get all these parts positioned right. There we go. This is going to get exciting, putting the fittings on. I'm using super glue to glue these on. And this is kit 1, navigation light. Kit 2, the spotlight. It just goes in there like that. Okay, time for the bollards. Now, using this template is working a treat. This was a great idea. Makes it so much easier to get the measurements right. Look at that. Kit 4 is the life belts. Just go on there. Next up, the anchor rope reel. Lovely. This is kit 6, and this is the flare launchers. And that's kit 7 on the back. Now, these hatch covers look great. I love these. Look at that. Right, this next page, kits 10 to 13. And just little bags again. Lots of little small wooden parts. That's all you get in kit 10. And from that, going to make 2 wooden vents. Now, these sort of parts here, it would be really easy to design and 3D print that. But you know, I think I just want to make it all out of wood, straight out of the box. Kit 11 is just a couple of dowels, and we're going to make something similar to the last part, just a few vents. Kit 12 is the anchor. These are just a couple of storage racks. Right, on the next page we've got kit 14 and 15. These are some rods, because they've got some hooks on the end. And then kit 15 is the bridge. So these are the parts for kit 15. They're vac formed, these pieces here, and that's a an instrument console for the bridge. This also goes on the bridge. I think it's on the back wall. You've got a door on the middle of there. These are just some strengthening supports. Got some grills at the bottom for people to stand on. And here we've got a steering wheel, a seat and a seat stand. Now these parts need quite a bit of cutting down and sanding to get them to fit on the bridge, but they go in now and there's quite a lot of nice detail on these. I think they'll look pretty good when they're painted. Now I'm not very happy with this steering wheel. It's far too thick. So I'm going to have a go at sanding that down a bit thinner. That's better. Now this is the chair that you get with the kit, and it's okay, but it's a bit basic. And if you look at the illustration on the instructions, you can see it's got some armrests on. So I think they've used a different one on there. So I'm going to put some armrests on this one. Now before I paint these, I'm just going to fill some of the joins and the grain just to make them look a bit smoother. This one in particular, you can see that wouldn't look good painted as is. Okay, they're all ready for painting. So this is how I'm going to go about painting these. Parts like this, I've stuck a pin in the bottom so I can hold them on my clamps. These I'm just going to grip with the crocodile clamps there. The anchor here, just put a cocktail stick through the anchor hole. And for these ones, I've just stuck them onto a plate with some double-sided sticky tape. Got all my parts sprayed. They've actually come out really nice. Very happy with them. Those are the consoles. Look pretty good. Right, next lot to be added on here. Now the anchor goes on here, and on the pictures it shows a chain coming around here and a bit of rope to go around there, but I've got no chain and rope in my kit, so I'll have to find some from somewhere, so I'll leave the anchor off for now. Now I've just been having a look at this article in Model Boats where they did a review of this kit, and wanted to see what the anchor situation was. And if you look here, there's no anchor chain and no rope. And on this picture of it running here, no anchor chain and no rope. So I think pretty much we can be sure that there's no anchor chain and rope that comes with this kit. You have to do it yourself. And the last parts from these sections are these consoles here. Now I'm going to have a go at painting these before I put them in and do a little bit of detailing on them. Let's see how they turn out. I'm just going to put a bit of paint on here, but I don't really know what it's meant to look like. If you look at these photos I've found of some other Vosper boats, the bridge looks to be mainly black and grey. But I can't find any photographs of the bridge of a KD Perkasa, so bit of guesswork here, but I'm just going to put a bit of black paint on and a bit of highlighting and see how it looks. Well, that's a basic painting and weathering job on those consoles. Not immaculate, but and I don't even know what they're meant to look like, but I think they'll do, and they'll look all right when they go in. Well, there we have it. That's another phase of this model completed. Got a few of the deck fittings on there and the consoles at the bridge. So I think that's a good place to stop for this video. There are still some more fittings to go on this model, including the torpedoes, the guns and the masts and navigation equipment. But that'll come next time. At this stage, I think it's looking pretty good already. So very happy with this kit. So I'll leave it there. I'll say thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that video, and I'll see you next time on Modelling Misadventures.